name is Marwin Begaye. I'm a professor at the University of Oklahoma School of Visual Arts. And I'm going to show you how to print water-soluble inks. Print them by hand, print an edition of the relief prints. This L shape here is called a quinto, and it is usually the quinto is the same height as your block, just like that. And these are cut so that they're straight, so that your blocks can kind of sit in there nice and even. So what the project is that I'm gonna print these separate blocks as separate layers to create one image, and each of these blocks is going to be a different color, and so right now I'm trying to decide what colors to mix and what order to layer them in. So what I'm going to use is a water-soluble inks from the Dick Blick brand, and then also this is going to be very crucial to this whole process, and it's pure glycerin, and you can get the glycerin at Walmart for about $10 or something like that. And so I'm going to mix it, and I'm just going to go straight to the hot pink, and I'm gonna mix it for this layer here. With these blocks, with these in a tube, you kind of have to squish them around just a little bit to kind of mix them up. And I'm gonna squirt just a little bit on here. And I'm gonna put a drop or two on that ink, and what the glycerin does is it opens up the ink, which allows it to kind of stand still just a little bit more, and so I'm just going to mix it in just like this, and you mix it till you get to the consistency of frosting. Okay, that's good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take just a little bit and I'm gonna roll it out right here. And so when you're rolling it out, what you wanna do is do a really nice consistent surface on this, and you want the surface to be about that texture there. Nice and smooth, like the surface of an orange, and that's nice and even. So now I'm going to ink up the plate. I'm going to just roll on a surface of it just like this. And what I'm looking for is a really nice even surface for it to roll. And I'm gonna turn it. I usually turn my blocks. And you try to get just a good, nice, even surface. And I don't mind if the pink kind of goes into where the bird is. Sometimes that is gonna be when you have those marks, they kind of show up as a surprise within your colored wood blocks, and just they just add to the blocks as well. They add a little bit more dynamic to it. So I'm going to bring it over here, kind of lay my block in. I'm using a unbleached mulberry, and there are two sides to the paper. There's a rough side where it kind of looks kind of textured, and then there's the smooth side. So I'm gonna print on the smooth side. So with the quinto, I'm gonna lay the corners right into this here. So when you're cutting your paper, you have to make sure that your paper is square. So I'm just gonna lay it down just like this. Kind of give it just a little bit of a press so that the ink adheres to the paper so it can hold it straight. And I'm gonna use a Berin. This is a glass Berin. I'm just gonna rub the surface just like this to make the transfer. And I'm gonna go in just little circles. And while my right hand is printing this, I'm gonna hold the paper down to make sure that it doesn't slip. And I'm gonna go inside the bird here, inside to kind of grab some of that. Okay, and now I'm gonna pull it off. There's the first layer. Some of it is just to kind of, I'm just guessing, just to see what color combinations would go good, or just kind of playing around. And this image is a blue jay, so knowing that, I have to stick to the color blue in the end. But one of the plates that I'm gonna kind of play with as a color, and I think I'm gonna print a hot pink and see how that mixes with the blue and the black. So I've added blue with a little bit of green inside of that. I'm trying to get to a certain color blue. And the blue is going to be pretty strong. As you can see, it's starting to turn teal. And I might add a little bit more blue to this. But when you're mixing color, you kind of got to think about color theory as well as like the blue and the green, and also the red that is inside of that. You got to kind of think about it in a sense of how do these colors mix? Since there's a red and a blue, when the two colors kind of mix over each other, they're gonna it's gonna kind of turn purplish, or it's gonna get darker. And then that you got to think about that green mixed with the red. They're complementary colors, and so it's going to kind of turn into like a purplish brown. So what I did was I had to kind of this was a little bit too green, and I added a little bit more blue. So I just took half of what I mixed, and left that other half here, and I added more blue, and that's a really nice blue there. And you see how those are interacting together. So I like relief printing because the main reason is because it's really portable. I can work on bigger sizes or smaller sizes, and I can take it with me. But the main reason is that I really love the lines that it leaves and the shapes. It's very I believe that they're very confident lines, and they're very strong lines, as opposed to some of the other processes. So the tutorial that I demoed for you was the printing portion of it, which you could also print on a printing press. But there's more to come for the cutting and the drawing on the surface, sharpening your tools. All of that is more to come in more tutorials. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and thank you for watching.